Hi, Ilana. I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Are you a dog or a cat person?
Excuse me?
Well, do you have a dog or cat at home?
Oh, I have both. Oh,
Yeah?
Fred, I have an orange tabby cat named Mischief,
Yeah?
who's bigger than my dog Sylvie. And I also have a huge German Shepherd named Maggie. And my aunt, she has 3 dogs, Pepper, Minnie Mouse, and Koala. And my grandmother...
So you love both cats and dogs?
I love
It sounds like you're like all cats and dogs, right? Do you know what the number 3 popular pet is in America after cats and dogs?
Can't say I do.
Birds. That's right. There are 11 million pet birds around America. That's a lot of birds, huh?
Yeah.
Well, our special guest today brought some exotic birds from around the world with him. Would you please welcome animal trainer Joel Slaven? Come on out here, Joel. Hey, welcome again.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
What is this now?
Wow.
Can you believe this is something in it? This is an egg. This is a real egg. It's obviously not a chicken egg.
It's,
No.
I was going to say an industrial strength chicken you've got
This
there.
is a rhea egg. Do you know what a rhea is?
No.
Can't say that I do.
Well, you're going to find out because we've got one here today. You take the egg, and I've got the baby
That is a big
rhea
egg.
right here.
This is what comes out of this
That's
thing.
what comes out of that. Now, this bird is
Wow.
about almost 2 months old right now. So obviously is not this big when it hatches. But in a year's time or less, this bird will be over 5 feet tall and weigh about 100 pounds.
Wow.
This bird is related to the emu of Australia and to the ostrich of Africa. And all those birds belong to a family called rat tides, and those are the flightless birds. None of them can actually fly. They run off
around,
on the
don't
way.
they?
They jump, yeah.
They jump and they run, and you can see the bird has very heavy, strong legs. And in the wild, they use those legs not only for running, but for kicking. It's one of their defense mechanisms.
How fast do they actually go?
They can run up to 30 or 35 miles for just a short distance.
Wow.
And another thing is that you can notice the beak right there.
Yeah.
It's very similar to a duck beak, and that's because the bird eats strictly seeds and grasses and insects, and that beak is made for scooping and eating things like that. It's not made for cracking open nuts or eating meat like a lot of other birds are. And we're going to take the rhea off right here and bring in the other bird. And I want to show you this guy. This is my friend Magoo. And Magoo is a sulfur-crested cockatoo. And they're called that obviously because of the sulfur or yellow-colored crest. If they become startled or scared, they'll lift that crest up. But Magoo is pretty comfortable here.
There's
You know,
this
Ilana, you can
looks
hold
like
her.
he could
Hello,
do some
Magoo.
damage with this beak.
They can do some damage with that beak if they want to. But Fred, this is a hand-raised baby. And that means that this bird was actually bred in captivity and hand-raised by human beings. And
They make good pets, though?
They make great pets as long as you have a decent facility. The
Yeah.
birds can be very noisy, and they can do a lot of destruction with that beak. And I have another member of the Citizen family, and this is Popeye. Now, Popeye is also a hook-bill parrot. These were both parrots. But Popeye is from South America. I'm going to give him a sunflower seed here. If we can get a close-up with the camera, you'll see how he uses that beak to actually open the seed up. The top part, they'll stick the sharp part right into the seed to crack it, and then the bottom part he uses as kind of almost a scoop or a shovel to open the seed and get the inside out of. Now, you know, Fred, a lot of people ask me, how do these birds survive in the wild with those bright colors? But they're from tropical rainforests where there's a lot of very colorful and bright plants and flowers. And believe it or not, out in the wild, these colors actually help camouflage the bird.
Now, does Popeye say anything?
Well, he's starting to mumble a little bit, but as all parrots, they can learn to mimic any sounds that they hear as long as it's done it with enough repetition.
Now I know why pirates walk like this with a...
They got the bird on their shoulder there. Now, these guys are parrots, and they're from the Citizen family. But I want to show you another bird that I brought here today. I'm going to have to put a glove on for this, you guys. This bird is absolutely my favorite from all the bird family. And this guy's name is Mortimer. And see if we can get him over here. There we go. All right. Now, Mortimer is a black vulture. And these birds are commonly associated with myths and legends and superstitions. In reality, this bird is very, very important to us because he lives on what's called carrion. And for those of you who don't already know, carrion is dead, decaying animals. A lot of times, you'll be driving down a countryside road, you see a bunch of birds pecking away at something. They're vultures, and what they're doing is cleaning up our countryside for us. Now, another neat thing about these birds, one of my favorite things, their defense mechanism. You guys might not believe this, but if you get one of these birds mad, what he's going to do to defend himself, he's going to throw up on you. And believe me, that's not very pleasant. But they have the ability to eat, and then if they become startled, they can actually regurgitate their food and spit up on who's ever bothering them.
Now, how does this the vulture handle that in their stomach?
Well, they have adapted over thousands and thousands of years the ability to eat carrion and to survive on it. And these birds are very protected in the wild. There used to be bounties on them, but it's against the law to harm any bird of prey or member of the raptor family, which I have one more bird that I want to show you here today, Fred. This is also a member of the raptor family, and this is a bird that is from right here in the United States. This is a red-tailed hawk, and this is Grace, and you can see a very, very beautiful hawk. Now, can we get a close-up of her feet right there? She has different feet than the other birds that we've shown today. These are talons, and those are made for killing prey. And that's how this bird survives in the wild. She'll fly down, grab a mouse or a rat or some type of a rodent with her feet, and she holds it. And then if you see her beak, that beak is made for tearing meat. Strictly, very different from the bird on the rat tides or from the cetaceans. And this is a raptor's type of beak. And I want to show you her wings right here, if we can get it, put them out, how beautiful she is.
Gorgeous.
Now, beautiful, big, huge eyes.
Big, huge eyes, the birds can see for over a mile. A mile away. And if you'll look at the back of her tail right there, you can see when these birds become matured from 1 year to 2 years old, the tails get red, and of course that's why they're called red-tailed hawks. And these birds, magnificent, and they're also protected by law.
It's nice to see that all these birds are protected
Well,
here.
it's about time, you know, because a lot of them almost went extinct because of people shooting them, and they do a great service to us.
Well, you do too. Thank you very much for
Fred, thanks a lot for having me. Thank you very much. Thanks, Joel.
Joel Slaven.